stuck here. The cops won't bother me. Well guys, I am back to two bikes, one scooter, one motorcycle. Yesterday I sold the Buddy 125 to, surprisingly, a YouTube subscriber. That has never happened before. So yeah, Joe bought my Buddy 125, and he's a scooter aficionado here in the DC area, and he's got his own printing company and all of that. So, and I believe he's got a Vespa GT300, so kind of amazing. I do like that one bike. So currently this is the only scooter I have. I am looking at talking to a guy that's got a Kymco People 200, which is essentially it's the same version of this. So I'm not sure why I even want the same version of this, you know, because this one's a pretty decent copy. But I am going to go see it perhaps tomorrow. And I'm still riding this thing, and I'm probably going to be riding this one a little bit more often in the future, because I might be working in Arlington and I need a better way to get on the HOVs in 395. So this is a really good bike for that. The only thing that bothers me is the miles per gallon. You know, one of my pet peeves is bikes that are inefficient, and I'm not saying that this one is inefficient, but it definitely is a big heavy bike, and I don't agree with people when they say that it gets close to 50 miles to the gallon. I think that's wishful thinking. I think it gets maybe like 40-45 miles to the gallon. It's just a really big bike to push through the air. It is riding really well, but it's every single time I ride this thing, I always waste all the gas in the tank. And it has nothing to do with really the bike. It gets decent mileage, but when I get to 200 miles on the tank, it's already like blinking reserve. And I like bikes to be able to push over 200 miles, like the V-Strom 650. I almost bought a V-Strom 650 yesterday as well, but it sold before I could even get there. It was really far away anyway, but I was going to get it. I am looking also at buying a trailer, motorcycle trailer, just because I need to, you know, buy motorcycles, and I don't know, I kind of like just to have like little toys here and there. But yeah, this bike is doing really well, and it's a good one. It's just I have it up for sale if anybody wants to buy it. It's on the marketplace here in the DC metro area. It's got 53,000 miles, and you know, it's essentially perfect. There's really nothing wrong with it. It's super reliable. It doesn't tick like a lot of the Yamahas. This is the first year, 2012. The previous owner did remove all the Tenere stickers, which I don't like. I kind of would like the little accent. I'm not really into black bikes, and my Elite, or my SH is black too, so I've been buying black bikes recently. I just changed the oil, the shaft drive oil, and of course the brake pads on it. So, and I mean, let me start that up. It's just a really good, solid bike. It's got a lot of cool stuff with the electronics. They put a fuse block there that might even be doing some issues, because I had the bulbs kind of blow out on it. The exhaust actually aims down, so it comes over there. I'm gonna turn it off. But yeah, I don't want to run it too much because I have this side of the garage closed. But yeah, like, this bike is really nice. It's got the crash bars. It's a really good bike for like going cross country, and it's comfortable. Now it is heavy, but it doesn't feel heavy even when you're moving it in the garage. It just doesn't feel like you know, like a FJR 1300 that I had was much heavier feeling than this one. This one does feel more similar to a V-Strom, which I like because of the wide handlebars that are really, really wide. is kind of a good thing. I do like those wide handlebars. It makes it very difficult to lane split in the DC area, so that's a negative. But I don't take this bike to DC. This is too big. I can't park on the sidewalk. I can't. It's just too massive. And that's the danger of like these adventure bikes. They've gotten really big. I don't see the point of owning anything over 650 these days because I can do everything with a V-Strom 650 that I can on this. And I am not much more comfortable on this on a ride than I am on a V-Strom 650. It really doesn't feel like I'm getting like so much more out of it than a smaller bike. The really only thing that I like is that shaft drive. The shaft drive is the best thing about this bike because it doesn't break. Like the BMWs all seem to have issues. You have to like take it to the shop and it's very expensive. This one is not expensive at all. It's a bike that you can just hold on to it, pile on tons of miles, and that's it. Like it doesn't require much from you. And I bought this blindly online, and I went to Rochester to get it. So I took a chance because I've always had good luck with Japanese bikes, and I just wrote it down. The only issue it had was the tire was old and it was leaking. But I made it home, and I rode on that tire for quite some time. Japanese bikes like these two are, it just doesn't seem like they need much. I think the thing that worries me about this particular scooter, the SH150, is that it was only made for a year here in the United States, so parts for it are insanely expensive. And in a way, it kind of defeats the purpose of a scooter, because when you have a scooter that was only made for a year, it's rare, parts are extremely difficult to get, and if you do get them, they are super expensive. And if you're able to even buy stuff online, a lot of them have to come from Europe because this scooter was sold more in Europe. So there's this really bad thing about the scooter. It's very reliable and everything, but let's hope that you don't need anything. Because if you need anything for a bike that was only made for 1 year in the United States, you're going to be stuck waiting for parts. I mean, imagine if there's something wrong with the engine, just waiting for parts for it is going to be insane. Good thing about it, I think this engine shares, I think it's the same engine that's on the PCX, so you should be able to interchange it. And it is a cool bike, it's like a very interesting, like European, Euro style sort of scooter. And it makes a lot of sense, like the flat floorboards and everything. And it's super well designed. So, a lot of times when people listen to me, they just hear me complain, but I'm not trying to bash things. I'm just trying to give you some feedback in case you want to buy one of these. It is something to consider. This thing was only sold for a year. And it's hard to move away from that because that is a pretty big downside. I always try and get things that were sold quite a bit. Even though the Tenere is not really a high seller, they're still making it. Parts for it are still available. And the thing with the Tenere is that when you have a very large engine like that, durability, reliability is usually better. But on a little 150, I've only heard of a few people hitting 100. Like there was a guy in New York that put 70,000 miles on it, and that's really incredible. But that's kind of like the limit. I don't see a lot of people doing that. It is a cool bike. It's very well designed. So don't think I'm bashing it. I just want you guys to have the input on it so you can make the right decision. It's a cool bike for sure. And this thing is incredibly fun. Incredibly fun over like 6,000 RPMs, but is very docile when you ride it slow and casually. So it's really an interesting thing to have, and it's very well sorted out. But I think if I sell this, I will just get like something smaller. I kind of would like to get another project bike, something to kind of work on over the winter, but I haven't really found anything. So these are the two bikes that are currently in my garage, and I'm probably going to be adding a few more in my collection over the winter. So stay tuned, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.